Hello everybody! I know this monthly setup is a little later than I usually like to post, but it's here, it's on time, and I am so happy with the way it turned out. By the way, that skip there on the October flip through part of the video was my budget spread because I just don't feel like posting that on the internet. But anyway, I have chosen Art Deco as my theme for November. Hence the Alphonse Mucha painting on the frame. I won't be using that cutout on the spread today though, but I did put a bunch of them in my Traveler's Notebook folder to use in the weekly spreads to come. So stay tuned for that, mostly on Instagram. I'll probably do a journal with me on here as well, so I will use them. I went with this theme because I've just been surrounded by it lately. There are a lot of Art Deco buildings in Chicago, and I just so happen to work in one of them. My current day job is on the same place where I used to work before I left to travel full-time, and I don't know if this has ever happened to any of you, but sometimes when you look at something every day, you don't even see it anymore. You don't notice anything about it, and then you leave, and when you come back to it, it is so much more beautiful than you remembered it. That has been happening a lot to me lately with the city of Chicago. Not that I didn't think it was beautiful before, but I've definitely gained a new level of appreciation for it, even seeing it every single day. For the design elements, I just googled Art Deco designs to get some inspiration. The border you see me do in the title spread seems to be a pretty standard pattern. It showed up a lot during my research, and then I jumped off of that to play around a bit more with the lines in my own way for the budget spread that you'll see shortly. For the calendar spread, I did keep it simple. This spread I have been using a lot throughout the month, so I want to just give myself as much space as possible to move things around and do all my notes, and I want to give myself that empty stripe on the left side of the calendar because I've just been non-stop using it. It needs to be very functional, so I'm only doing those triangles in the bottom. I really want to show you more in detail how I did that basic border on the first title spread, because with these patterns, sometimes it is a little confusing to recreate them and understand their construction with all the overlapping lines. So I'll be doing that on my Instagram stories sometime this week. I know I skipped my mini tutorial on Instagram for October, which I was gonna do the roses. I deeply apologize. That was not on purpose. It just completely slipped my mind, and then I remembered in like the 20th of October. But this one will be happening for sure, I promise. As for what I'm using in this setup, the main pen and ink combination is the Conklin Durograph in Purple Nights with a Goulet broad nib and the J.R. Bond Cornelian d'Egypte ink, which, by the way, I love. I think I've talked about this before because I may have used it in a journal with me. I can't remember. I know that I've been talking a lot about this ink, both on Instagram and outside in my normal day-to-day life, because I'm a fan of J.R. Bond inks in general. I love their normal non-shimmery ones, their normal line. I think they are all so well behaved, gorgeous colors. They're a bit dry, so they're good to use on the leuchtturm without it bleeding too much. I'm just overall a big fan, and the shimmery ones are great. The only two that I have are this one and Emerald of Chivor, which I also love and will probably be using quite a bit in the coming months for Christmassy things, so I'm excited for that. There's also something else that's a bit special coming up in my channel related to Emerald of Chivor, so stay tuned for that if you are interested. It'll be coming up sometime in November. We shall see, but I won't say anything more about that. In addition to that, I'm using my Platinum Preppy in Extra Fine for the thinner lines in the calendar, inked with Diamine Damson, which is the ink that you've probably seen before in my social media as well, because I've been using it non-stop for Inktober. By the way, updates on Inktober. It's not going great. I started very pumped for it, and it's just life gets in the way. I didn't think it would happen, but it does, and it's so hard to keep up with it. But I haven't abandoned it. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I will show you at the end of the month, or during the first week of November. Actually, that would be the, next video. I will show you what I did finish for Inktober. But I'm warning you, it isn't complete. But that's okay, because you know what? The point is to draw more, and I've been drawing more, so it's at least a partial success. Not a full success, but partial. But back to the topic of the video. Before I go, I want to know, what is your favorite style of architecture? For me, I do love Art Deco for modern architecture, but as my favorite, nothing beats medieval towers and castles, as you probably guessed, because I am obsessed with everything medieval, but that would be my favorite. Medieval for old and classic, and Art Deco for modern. I really love Gothic architecture. Those are great too. I don't know, there's a lot. Anyway, tell me your favorite in the comments if you'd like. But that's all I have for you today. Subscribe if you like journaling videos. We do a lot of that here. And have a fantastic day. Bye!